Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Enter the manosphere.
Of course. How can I assist you today?
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
End of December, I had, been in encounters with multiple other guys.
Yeah.
Not one night stands per se, but like just how many guys I was involved with, I just didn't think I could get pregnant, especially from a one night stand. I'm not used to one night stands.
Yeah. Run! Get to the chopper!
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Today, we're diving into the Karamo Show, where Tabitha claims she got pregnant after a one-night stand with Xavier. A DNA test is coming up to reveal if Xavier is the father. But here's the thing, the test isn't even the main focus of this video. The real focus, Tabitha's story, is full of holes. And we're gonna break down how women craft some of the biggest lies when it comes to pregnancy. Remember guys, they will always tell on themselves. Just let them talk long enough. Get ready for your red pill vitamins. Let's dive in. Disclaimer, YouTube flagged the original video with a copyright warning. So for this video, some footage will appear frozen. But don't worry, you can find the original Karamo Show video linked in the description. Quick note, to give you the best experience without copyright interruptions, our full uncut content is available on Patreon. So if you enjoy our content and want the full experience, support us on Patreon.
Tell me about this one-night stand.
Okay, so it was last Halloween, last year. At the time, I was working at a sports bar, type of bar where, your breasts are out, your butt is out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had a coworker there, and she had a boyfriend. So the boyfriend had a friend, which was Xavier.
Yeah.
And so after I got off my shift, we all decided to go out and have a good time, went bar hopping.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the night, they left and I offered to take Xavier home. And that is how that happened. And that's how we're here.
There's one thing in it, okay.
She already exposed herself 3 times. Let me explain. Clue number 1, her job.
At the time, I was working at a sports bar, type of bar where, your breasts are out, your butt is out, you know what I mean?
Keep that in mind. It's gonna be important later. Clue number 2, the connection. Her co-worker has a boyfriend, and that boyfriend has a friend, Xavier. Tabitha coincidentally offers to take this guy home after a night of partying. Clue number 3, she offered to take him home for a one-night stand. Why?
Why?
Let's let her explain herself.
You're like, and that's how we here.
Yeah.
You told my producers though that you blocked Xavier. What happened?
I did. So at the time, I was just so tired of platonic relationships. I grew up without a dad.
Yeah.
And it led me to so much toxic relationships. And so I blocked Xavier because I was just tired of repeating those cycles with myself. So I quit my jobs, I quit the sports bar, I blocked Xavier because I didn't want any guy using me for sex.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's where that was going.
Yeah.
It's not logic!
Stop clapping, you fools. She says, I didn't want any guy to use me for sex. Yet, this is the same woman who offered to bring Xavier home after meeting him the first freaking time. You can't make this stuff up.
It's not logic!
It sounds good, sure, hence the clapping, but if you read between the lines, the foolishness is clear as day. Everything this woman did was premeditated. Let's take it a step further.
So when did you find out you were pregnant?
End of December, I had, been in encounters with multiple other guys.
Yeah.
Not one night stands per se, but like just how many guys I was involved with, I just didn't think I could get pregnant, especially from a one night stand. I'm not used to one night stands.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're like, this could happen.
Yeah.
And so when did you tell Xavier? Because you found out in December.
So I unblocked him immediately when, I found out, because when I found out that I was pregnant, my mind immediately knew that it was Xavier.
Yeah.
So I knew that I needed to unblock him. So I did unblock him, but turns out he was in Hawaii. So
I mean, he moved or was visiting?
He was visiting.
Okay,
he was
got it.
visiting. And so from there, I was just trying to build a friendship until he got back. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I waited for him to get back. The very next day he got back to Texas, I told him that I was pregnant.
Got it. And when you finally told him, what did he say?
He wanted me to have an abortion. And I don't judge Xavier for that because when I initially found out that I was pregnant, I scheduled an abortion.
Yeah.
And no one knew. but I knew that I had to tell my mom just because I didn't feel right if I were to have an abortion.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, and she just was my support the entire way. She immediately told me, don't do that. You know, there are other options. Despite the circumstances, I did let her know this was a one-night stand. I do not know him.
Yeah.
But my mom supported me.
Got it. That's good. Yeah, great mom. So he said to have the
Red flag alert.
Listen carefully, guys. Women always know who you are if they're willing to open the gates to the punani, especially in this day and age. Social media has made it easy for anyone to get an idea of someone's status. Remember clue number 2?
Yeah.
And so I had a coworker there, and she had a boyfriend. So the boyfriend had a friend, which was Xavier.
Yeah.
You see, this wasn't some random coincidence. Through her coworker, she already had the gist of who Xavier was. And you know what else she knew? Xavier wasn't interested in wifing up a promiscuous woman like her. That's why she blocked him after the one-night stand. She knew Xavier wasn't in it for the long haul, just like all the other. She was. That's why she had an ace up her sleeve. Do you really believe she didn't think she could get pregnant from a one-night stand? The foolishness. This whole dumb damsel in distress act has lost its charm. And let's be honest, if she wanted to terminate the pregnancy, would she have asked for Xavier's permission? My body, my choice, remember? She's using this kid as leverage. She said it herself.
So I blocked Xavier because I was just tired of repeating those cycles with myself. So I quit my jobs, I quit the sports bar, I blocked Xavier because I didn't want any guy using me for sex.
And there it is. That's why she trapped him. She knew Xavier was a quality man and she needed leverage to force commitment. Once a woman gets pregnant, you're done, guys. Prevention is cure. Xavier messed up. Now watch what happens next.
It's 100% accurate. It's just the ghosting part.
Yeah, okay.
So the reason why I did what I did, because previous, she told me she was pregnant. I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna have my first child. She asked for money, I give it to her, you know, support. And then she just...
But I feel like in that moment, we could have at least moved forward with at least saying, hey, like, can we at least do a paternity test? Or I just feel like instead of ghosting, there could have been something for you to be there for me instead of you just completely walking out.
Nah, it was about how you went about it, though.
So
about,
how did I go about it?
It's about how you communicated it to me.
Because the
you just
first
told me
thing that I
straight
sent you was an ultrasound. I sent you 2 ultrasounds, and then I asked for money, but that was like a month and a half later.
Yeah, but at the time, I'm confused because I didn't want to go through the same thing I went through before. You feel me? It's just the you asking for money part. It just.
So why did the money part throw you? I know you said that before. Another woman had did this to you.
Damn! I take my words back. Xavier is not a quality man. He already got fooled once, and you know what they say. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. He clearly didn't learn his lesson. Multiple women were hunting for that retirement plan, trying to trap him, and he walked right into it again. The foolishness. Simpson and Delilah.
But why did that throw you? Because I think, well, the reason I'm asking that question is because whatever this lesson is for you, that you are experiencing, maybe someone else at home is experiencing that and can maybe make a different choice.
So like I said, how she broke it down to me, she was like, you can just financially be there without physically
But
being
going
there.
back, before money was
So
in
it
the
says,
equation.
I've been buying things which hasn't been the easiest. If you want to Zelle this number or Apple Pay me, you know, help financially support our child, that would be very much appreciated. And then you say Happy Father's Day.
So before the money thing, before asking for money from March to May, before even money was brought, because I knew not to ask him for money initially.
Yeah.
So before even asking for money, why from March to May, we couldn't figure something out there when I sent you those ultrasounds?
So did you tell him about the phone call we had when you first called me?
What was the phone call? Tell me.
When she first told me that she was pregnant?
Yeah.
When she told me that I didn't have to physically be there, just financially just support him. Then I didn't agree with that. I was like, if I'm gonna have a son, I'm gonna be in his life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go both ways, you feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I feel like I didn't just ask you for money initially, and I do have the phone call recorded. I didn't just ask you for money initially.
She got receipts.
I do. Because I knew that this was his kid,
yeah.
and I was scared. I didn't know him from a can of paint, so I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
She came prepared, guys. She recorded that phone call to use as evidence. Why?
What?
For child support. How do you block someone after a one-night stand and only to unblock him with the guess what news? Then she expects this man to be there for her in every way possible? Who does she think she is?
It's not logic.
She needed proof that the kid was his because she wasn't about to go back to that breast restaurant. And she knew Xavier wasn't broke.
So, like I said, I understand the shock. I don't judge you for wanting me to have an abortion. That was my first thing. That was my first initial reaction. My just thing was like, why do you feel like just because I asked for money, there was like, you had to feel like that I'm not her. You know what I mean? Like you could have.
You came out of nowhere though. At the end of the day, you came out of nowhere.
But at the end of the day, we did both come and have sex. So it takes two people.
Did you have any?
Kryptonite.
Xavier, like I said, I don't judge you for what you did. I'm very forgiving. I forgive you. I just wish you would have been there for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Like I said at the time, I was confused, and I'm gonna make it up to you, and I hope that he's mine.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm very sorry. Like dead ass. I'm sorry for not being there.
I forgive you,
I
you know?
understand that.
Okay. Xavier, Kaden is your biological son.
According to the DNA test, Xavier is the father and he decided to be there for Tabitha and the child. I wish them the best. Many men dream of becoming fathers and playing a meaningful role in their children's lives. However, as this video shows, the reality is often dictated by women and the court systems. The moment a woman becomes pregnant, a man loses almost all control over the future of his child. The harsh truth, once that decision is out of your hands, you're at the mercy of the system. Prevention remains the best solution, always.
So how, just from your perspective,
Yeah.
how do you think we can move forward co-parenting? I want this to be healthy, and obviously us hooking up last night should not have been a thing.
Yeah.
And I really want him to grow up knowing that we both love him.
Yeah.
Management, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.